Who wrote these questions are so funny. I love it. Hello, this is Amrit, and we are at the roundtable for Circular Design Challenge here in India. People are afraid. I'm an artist, model, and a student of environmental science and founding member of the Earth Foundation, which concern itself with environmental conservation. Oh, wow. Wow, now there's gonna be some tea on this. So these designers have been here for 3 days and they all know each other on the surface, but we now will introduce them to the competition and this gets real now. I feel like with sustainability in fashion, we are at a point that we have to tackle the issue of all the things that have been produced before. You know, I really applaud that also with Circular Design Challenge, that is one of the aim is that where is the future leading with even fashion? How do we incorporate the philosophy where it's for the good of the planet, for the good of the people and the society and the communities as well? Well, as you are here, the Circular Design Challenge finalists, you know, are innovators, the movement creators going forward in this mission with sustainability. Storytelling is an important element of your brands as well, and that's where you can educate people about what it is that you're doing and what sustainability means to all of you.
In India, you can't exclude the informal economy when you're dealing with waste management. So we formalize waste pickers into our supply chain, train them on how to use these machines to make these sunglasses, to make our material, and kind of solve this problem holistically.
What we showcase is the crafts that we work with, which is bandhni and tie and dye and hand-woven textiles. And that's what creates the amount of waste that we are talking about. And that, in turn, we upcycle to present future tense.
Banofi, basically, we like to say that we create materials that make you go bananas. And so basically, there we go. And so basically what we've done is, we have all this crop waste in India. We clearly know that chemically, it's cellulose, it's plant material. It is similar. So why can't we create all of these new age biomaterials from waste? For every 1 kg of fruit, there's about 10 kgs of waste.
Yeah, because there needs to be more awareness regarding, let's say, the whole vegan leather.
It's vegan leather, it's everywhere.
Plastic.
It's plastic.
It's plastic. It's more toxic than real leather.
It's really awful. It's PVC, it's PU, it's Rexine. And so for us, it's very frustrating because when we're like, we make plant-based leather, they're like, oh, so you make vegan leather. Yes, but no, like, how do we tell you that like you have been fooled by like hundreds of years? Yeah.
So behind a banana, like it's an incredible
mystery
process.
behind bananas.
Yeah.
What's your next market? Ecuador.
Alaska
The
bananas.
process of reaching a banana.
From Ecuador to Havana.
Yeah,
You can write poetry now.
Right?
Exactly.
This has to be in my script. So this round table is about banana.
Well, my question was about, but you don't have any plastic inside.
20%, so 80% bio-based, 20% synthetic, which is currently the shift that we're trying to do.
And it
can't be 100%. You can't.
Never.
People who claim to say they are 100% sustainable, but how? And you're still producing and you're still shipping over there.
right?
No, but compared to animal leather, it's definitely greener.
It
right?
is.
Like there's an animal leather, but it is important to look at end of life because your mixing materials isn't ideal. So I think the biggest thing I've changed my mind on since I came into this space has been plastic. Right? I came in being very negative about plastic. It's the worst thing that happened to the world. But then we look at it that there's some good qualities of plastic, like TPU is a great material, it can be a great material. It's how do you dispose of it? How do you use it? How do you single use anything?
Single use, I think that's the main issue with plastic. In society, there's such stigma around even being a sustainable brand that people think that it's like this side thing, it's an outcasted thing, right? So how do you think that even socially to
communicate with
and making it more accepted as well?
In my country, Taiwan, it is estimated like people is discarded clothes and the average of that clothes is discarded, only worn 7 times, and they want new stuff, new styles every time. So we are trying to like create an innovative wearing experience to the user so that the wearer can participate in the reconstruction of their garments.
Did you say that one pair of clothes are only worn 7 times?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is estimated.
In a cultural context, it's a lot in East Asia. I think mostly maybe once or twice. It's like that now. If we're talking about the Central and South America, with your background, that it's always been used as a supply chain, and you guys have a lot of ethical, sustainable way of just weaving, and there's a lot of different practices. So how do you incorporate that knowledge with your work?
What I do today is to work with Voronoi extractors, because that was my childhood, and understanding how the biomimesis can take part into the anatomy of the body. I'm talking about regenerative design is to use nature to regrow and not to extract.
Right.
So my philosophy is how to grow.
That part. But in the same sense with Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka is known for its manufacturing. We have very sustainable manufacturing practices. We have our craft, we have technology, and how we combine all these elements together to create a new kind of movement from Sri Lanka globally. Because when I was doing internships in London in different designer studios, they were doing printing in one country, sourcing materials from different countries, and getting stuff from all over the world. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I thought I had access to everything. But unfortunately, we don't have any kind of waste management systems in textiles. So most of the discards are thrown to street markets. And what I do is I go scavenging, find trimmed materials, and then we reprint them, or we kind of give it a second life.
So you upcycle.
And then we combine them with artisanal textiles. So I work with hand knitters, weavers, and crochet artisans around the island. And then we combine those materials together to kind of create a shared wardrobe concept.
There are myths with even, let's say, sustainability, but then also to treat the brands who are sustainable as a niche, that they have to be inevitably perfect. It's not how it goes. It's about learning and unlearning, because we're also unlearning the old ways of, let's say, for you and your hunch to develop a very sustainable leather bag. It's a process of learning and unlearning of how these products have been made before.
And I also feel in brands, at least in fashion brands, material is just one part of the puzzle.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not just about materials, it's how much you manufacture, at what price you sell it, what are your pricing techniques, what are your packaging.
Water
So you cannot say, hey, I'm sustainable because I use this.
No one even talking about
you just can't. I mean, I think sustainability it's like a filter. You have to apply it to everything you do in the business.
Yeah.
And
coming back to how she mentioned that it's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life for the brand.
For the
as
brand.
well.
For the brand.
Absolutely. Like, of course, it's a way of life for you as to how you live and you reflect. But it's also very important as a brand to sort of, have look at all the things that you do.
So our incentives are messed up as well. So how do you keep yourself honest, right? I think one of the ways is transparency, right? It's like super transparent. Like we say 90% recycle, it's 100% recycle. We don't add any virgin plastic to it, but we add 10% additives. The industry does not include additives in their equations, right?
Yeah.
So manufacturers who want to buy a material say, no, you're 100%. I'm like, yeah, but you can't, this is mine. So, we're going to open up all of our formulas. We're going to want people to see what we're doing. I think the transparency is really key.
Yeah.
And the consumer becomes powerful, because then I can, having the ingredient list at the back, right? On food, can we have that for products as well, right? What's this?
As they say, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
The more transparent you are, the more. I think this is one industry where you really, really have to put in effort to be black and white. There is no gray area. It is what it is.
So I really want to ask you guys that how and when did you thought about getting into sustainable or circular fashion?
I was turning 40, so it was my 40th birthday with my daughter and my friends, and it was also my first time to Europe, and it was just so hot. I always followed sustainability, but that's when, that conversation that you feel like it's not here yet. It struck me that it's here and now. Like climate change is happening here and now. So I came back and I said, I have to do something in this space. And that's when I really started researching about leathers, alternate leathers. The idea was to first join my father's business and reform his business. He told me, get lost. I'm not changing my business.
When can we all go to Switzerland with you as well to learn about climate change?
Shut up.
Nice trip, no?
So you couldn't go to Bombay or Kolkata or Delhi living for 20 years. The hot climate there didn't show you about climate change.
We're in the same team.
Yeah, we are.
The other side of the table had serious inferiority complex. They've done multiple shows across the world. Hum bechare garib, first time we've come from our little studio. have no context of anything. So we are the underdogs, but very honestly, I think Beej will win. Beej will win.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not even part of the challenge.
Winning the prize is a bonus, but coming to India is my biggest thing.
Oh.
Yes,
Your bag is situation. Your bag didn't come yet, right?
my bag, I have no bag also. My bag didn't come. So I'm wearing his t-shirt. And after fittings, the models took me to the night market to buy socks and underwear. It was just so.
Should be roaming around in a bathrobe, like make that a statement piece. Upcycling. Upcycling a bathrobe into a fashion piece, right? In this room, there's another designer you would want to collaborate with. Who would it be and why? Starting from you, my guy.
Philippe, I wanna make shoes.
He's quicker than my question. Let me finish.
Sorry, please.
No.
I thought we were allowed to interrupt. No, Philippe, I think your shoes are like super cool, and I think we recycle plastic as well. So I think there's a genuine collaboration that could be win-win. And we were actually trying to make our material 3D printable, so maybe you can be one of the first people that tries to print with our materials.
Let's do it.
So
Sounds
we'd love
amazing.
to kind of see if we can do some magic together.
Sure.
Studio medium.
I actually told her yesterday, while the fittings were going on, I was like, look, we need to work together because I see so much scope and I feel, that you two have like both Banofi and Studio Bees have come together and done such an interesting collaboration.
For me as a designer, my approach is the material, definitely, and also from the side of technology, definitely the banana and the plastic is two incredible super materials.
I feel like all of your workers are like super excited. So when I see all of your work and like have this discussion with everyone, I just like so many like exciting collaboration opportunities popping up in my mind. So if I have the opportunity, I want to co-work with all of you.
Nice.
This one. I'm talking the truth because things I am doing like
Truth is the Miss World.
yeah,
So nice to have you there in the
I
team.
really felt so happy that CDC created this opportunity to like let us be together as a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really happy because we're getting to learn a lot of things that we study and we learn from India, but from her culture, from his point of view, and from Sri Lanka as well. The problem of sustainability in fashion or even in general, and the concerns that we are having in relation to environmental issues, they can only be solved from what we can learn from each other and how do we create that sort of one mold of solutions that can apply to our given area of the set of problems that we are facing. And there's tons of them, and they're not going anywhere.